Hello everyone, how are you guys doing? It's Ron B here again. Just wanted to make a quick video and see how everyone is doing. Hope everyone's having a great day. Hope you guys are being safe out there. Um, I'm recovering okay still. Um, Having some other medical issues, but we just have to. I'm just pretty much going to play it by ear and see how it goes from here. Um, I'm having some issues with my kidneys and also, like I said, with my back, but I'm getting that treated right now. So I'm gonna see how everything goes going forward. I basically wanted to make a quick video just to ask. I had some viewers and some of my followers ask me about the advantages and disadvantages of lease versus company, and I wanted to just make a video about some of the advantages and disadvantages of going those two different routes. With my experience with looking at, when I got out of orientation at KLM, you had option of going either company or lease. There were some that, a lot of them went at that time, a lot of them, my classmates went lease and a few went company. And then at the end of maybe a couple of weeks, they went and changed the company. I would say basically, had I had to do this over again, I would probably go be a company driver. The reason being is um, you have benefits. You have the benefits as far as the healthcare insurance, life insurance. Uh, you have dental insurance, and also you don't have to pay for fuel. Fuel is a very important factor when you go into being a lease driver. Fuel is the number one factor that eats up most of your profits when you're out there. I can tell you from experience that that was probably my number one um, deterrent as far as being able to make some, money when I was on the road. You're not going to be able to make a lot as far as with the rates that they give you from the lease purchase program, because you're getting maybe 95. At that time it was 90 to 95 cents, and they raised it I think a little bit since then. But you're not going to be able, to me that's not going to be enough to be able to sustain yourself out there um, with the way fuel is. Within 3 months when I was driving, I racked up almost over $10,000 in fuel expenses, and I went maybe a couple of trips to the West Coast, and maybe mostly regional. But with fuel prices, the diesel prices the way they are, it's just it won't work out. You're gonna have to make a substantially amount of more on your rate per mile than 95 to 90, 98 cents to even $1 a mile. It's you I don't see how uh, you can really do well. I mean, after, I would say if you're doing $10,000 almost in fuel for 3 months, you're looking at what, every 3 months, uh, 12,000 to what, over $30,000 in fuel within a year. And you might perhaps on lease you might do maybe 70, but that's not gonna. You may be looking at a net perhaps after taxes and after expenses of maybe 30,000. So you really almost it's almost equivalent to being a company driver. With the company driver, at least you're getting all your miles, and you don't have to worry about a fuel because you just use your fuel card. But with the lease purchase, you have to deal with you have a lot more expenses. You got to cover your Qualcomm expenses. You got to cover the trailer lease. You got to cover money that has to come out of your uh, account for the truck note. You're talking $1,800 a month truck note lease fee, and you have to really run a lot of miles. You're talking about, you're not going to get no 4,000 miles a week or every 7 days. So you can forget. I don't care. It's going to take you at least 3 days to do 2,000. So unless they're giving you coast to coast runs from New York to Los Angeles, it's no way you're going to be able to make those type of runs. or be able to do that type of mileage. You might be able to get maybe 25 to 27,600 on a good run, or 2,900, but getting over that is far and few between. So if I would suggest to you, new drivers, which I think that's probably what happened, because a lot of people were turning in their vehicles um, early on, and ended up they I think because definitely for sure they couldn't make the can't make money. And then if you also end up taking off, or not getting able to get loads, you sitting in the yard for over 2 or 3 days, you're losing money, and you're not going to make any money like that. You got to be rolling. You got to be rolling a lot. You're going to be rolling. You have to at least be rolling over 7 days a week, 20, for weeks at a time to be able to make that note. And maybe off, maybe every few days. You can't, even though they tell you can be off a week or two at a time, that's really a detriment to your being able to make money. So you're really going to have to work. So you have to be very comfortable as a lease driver compared to a company driver, as far as working continuously without any breaks. So if you're a single person, maybe that might work for you. If you're a family person who wants to go home and see their family, and only for a day or so or two, and then have to hit back right out there for 6 weeks at a time, that's going to be hard for some people. So that's what I would say. Do company. I would suggest you do company driver. Be a company driver, even though the mileage cents per mile is lower. At least you'll be able to experience all the ins and outs of driving, getting the driving experience down, being able to, see the ins and outs of trucking and the trucking industry as a whole, and be able to see how you will be able to adjust, how your sleep patterns are, how your eating patterns are, when you want to stop, all those type of things. So you really get a lot of that being a company driver. The other thing is, with dispatching company, I mean, I know that's, you have to be, is forced. You got to go wherever they tell you to go, but it's not really that bad if you think about it. I mean, it can be if I heard that, some people have, go to the East Coast a lot, and they don't like New York City, which I've heard a lot. It's not even worth it as a contract driver, because it costs so much. It's so expensive to go over that bridge and tolls. So the tolls part, you don't have to worry about the tolls. If you're lease, they pay for your tolls, as far as, and company, they pay for the tolls as well. But definitely the fuel part, and you have to, like I said, you need to be making a more substantial amount of rate per mile than 90 cents. It's just not enough. You really need to be making what you call a percentage of a load. Now you can make money. You can do pretty well. If you're getting the percentage of a load, then you can do well. Now there's drivers out here that own their trucks who can get a percentage of load, and they do all right. Now that what I would consider, if you can do something like that, yeah, that's probably worth your while. But you also have to put away a substantial amount of money, because of one breakdown could pretty much wipe you out. So I've had a cousin of mine he has his own authority, and he runs some places out in Arizona and back into the Memphis area. But he had a breakdown, and the engine cost him $13,000 just to get a whole brand new engine. He blew out. It was 2015 Peterbilt. So he had to get the whole engine taken, restored, and they couldn't get it to start. So it cost him $13,000. He had the money, but it hurt. That's a big chunk out of his savings. So you really have to sock the money away, even if you're getting a percentage of the load for when you're being an independent driver. But that would be the only way I would perhaps do a lease, because you're just not going to you're not going to be able to cover expenses as far as that. And you have to have all your, being a lease driver too, you also have to have all, pretty much, if you're going to do that, you need to be debt free almost, and not have any expenses hardly at home. You need to just not even consider If you're going to go that route, have every debt as low as possible. Don't have a lot of debt at home, because you're going to be the road is going to just eat all out of your income. Every time you have to come up with something, they're going to take it out. So, but that's my spiel on it. I think company drivers is right now, for new drivers, is probably the best option. And then if you want to explore going into doing your own thing, then by all means save your money, get a vehicle, and try to go that route. That would be the best route. And just wanted to throw that at you. But hoping everybody's doing okay. And I'll be back later on. I was talking about perhaps if you're going to go the lease option, I would highly suggest you get an LLC for your, even if you do a lease purchase with the company. If you just so desire to do that way, make sure that you protect yourself and get an LLC designation, because it would definitely protect you in the event you have an accident, or you have issues with taxes. They can't come after you and take your personal assets. So I highly recommend, if you can, and I'll talk about that in my upcoming video, about getting in your LLC and doing it the right way, where you can save money and also have a 401k attached to your LLC. That way you can have tax deferred money going into your savings account as well. So I hope everybody's doing okay, and I'll be back with you later. You guys be safe again. Take your time and look out for the other guy. You have a great day. I'll see you later. Bye.